Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the More Now Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Zach.
And I'm the other one, Dan.
Before we get into this episode, as always, go ahead and do us a favour, hit that like button if you find yourself enjoying this one. It really does help us out, we do appreciate it, and it does help to promote the podcast. And of course, sharing the podcast is sharing the moron things across the world.
Love. Yeah.
So, we're going to jump straight on into the Moronic or Not section, which, if you are new here, this section is where we get 5 random short words or phrases from you lovely viewers and decide whether that thing or word, whatever, is moronic or not. It's literally in the name. It can be the concept, it's the thing itself, it can be from one of our personal experiences, and it's entirely subjective, meaning you guys can have a different opinion, and it doesn't bloody matter because it's all a bit of fun.
Yep.
Anyway, so first one on the moronic or not section for this episode is bins.
Bins.
Yep. What a build up. Bins. What do we think?
The only disadvantage is that they build up. Then you gotta actually put the bin.
I mean,
The
there's a
contents
few
of the
more
bin
disadvantages to bins that I can think of.
Gone.
So one when they're in the household, they smell, depending on obviously what you're putting in it.
Oh yeah.
They can get quite smelly. No one likes a stinky bin. You know when you walk into someone's house and they got a stinky bin, it's not great. Not a great feeling.
Well, where else are you supposed to put your rubbish?
Yeah. You just got to try and make sure it doesn't get too stinky.
I would have
You know?
put my rubbish in the toilet.
No, never flush anything down the toilet that's not meant to be.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. Another disadvantage of bins, you've also got landfill. That's not exactly a great thing for the environment and the earth, is it?
I mean, it's a very hard situation because we make a lot of rubbish each day, and we've got to do something with it.
Yeah, and you're part of it.
I think
jokes.
everyone is. But...
Yeah, most of the human race is rubbish at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of rubbish,
Yeah.
Jake and Rob, we're going to try and get them on for next episode.
Speaking of rubbish,
we're going to try and get one of those two on for next episode. I say try because it's more than likely not going to happen, so don't hold us to it.
Insane by Jake.
We're going to try, but you never know. So you might see a guest on next episode. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, doubt it. You never know.
Speaking of bins, I saw Dragon's Den recently, and some guy tried to pitch a bin that had an anti-graffiti system on it.
Right.
And a security camera and X-ray vision or something.
On a bin?
Yeah, on a fucking bin.
Are you talking an outdoor bin? Like one of the massive...
One of the bins you put in parks.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
If graffiti's a bin, though.
Chaveds.
A bin?
Yeah, mate. They'll graffiti anything they can. People graffiti train tracks, for God's sake. You're really questioning whether they do it to a bin?
That bin is just...
Also, have you never been to London? There's graffiti all over those bins.
Who puts graffiti on a bin? It's
People
a bin
put graffiti on bins, I don't know.
Bin. That is just weird.
I mean, I've got nothing against bins. I've got one in my room, actually.
Oh, do you remember that kid in secondary school that got really angry and then he started punching and kicking the bin?
Oh my god, yeah, I do.
Still up on the bins.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh god.
I have a bin in my room, actually. I mean, I feel like it's a fairly common thing. Could be wrong, but yeah, I've got a little bin in my room for rubbish, obviously.
Oh, I think we all do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go not.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not moronic for bins. Shockingly, there is a downside, obviously, that they stink and it's bad for the environment. So recycle when you can. Recycle things that you can.
Respect your bin.
Yeah, respect the bin men because they make a decent amount of money. Well, I say decent amount of money if you earn no money.
So I feel sorry for the bins in Hell's Kitchen because I've been watching Hell's Kitchen recently, and Gordon Ramsay loves to kick the bin.
Lovely. Right then. Second thing on the moronic or not section is metal water bottles. So the water bottles that are becoming increasingly popular because, once again, they do good things for the environment. I guess to reduce plastic water bottles, I assume.
Yeah,
Another
agree.
recycling themed
Ties
topic,
down
I
to
guess.
the environment. Well,
Um,
then the problem is they're really noisy. Like,
See, they are, but I've
mm,
got one in my hand right now, and I actually like them. Like to an extent, I like them, right? Because they're useful to just have. Like I've got one, right, and I do drink more water because I have it. But it's also one of the
yeah,
things where I don't take it out with me.
I just carry a plastic one. A bottle was a bottle in my eyes.
Yeah, that's not doing well for the environment, is it, Dan?
I mean, if I'm honest, I just want to drink.
Yeah, that's the only thing actually. The thing with metal water bottles is I'm drinking more water because I have one. But if I want a drink of water, I'll go to my tap and get a drink of water. Like I don't necessarily
Yeah,
need a water bottle with me constantly. Like if you want to take it around with you 24/7 because you're a fitness nut, fair enough. But if you're taking it around with you for the sake of carrying it around with you, why?
yeah. I'm saying that the tap water here tastes like eggs. I feel like the water in Iceland.
Yeah, I was about to say Iceland have that because all
Yeah,
geothermal stuff.
egg water on it.
Yeah, that shower stank. Literally.
No point. You better off just not showering instead of going in the shower.
Yeah, but then again, you got soap to mask it though, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I'm gonna go not moronic for metal water bottles. I have nothing against them. Um, I've got enough. I have more. I've got more of an issue with the people that carry them around 24/7.
Why would you carry a metal water? Ugh, that is
Like that's
just
the
weird.
thing. Like the people. Like granted, if you're going to the gym or whatever and you just take your water bottle, fair enough. But if you are carrying it around with you, oh, I'm going to the shops, so I'm gonna bring my water bottle. Then you're a weirdo.
Oh, of course.
If
Yeah.
you're just, oh, I need to pop out to Tesco's to get, I don't know, fucking hot cross buns. Oh, I'm gonna bring my water bottle. Why? You
I
just don't
always
need
have
it.
like I try to have a water bottle near me when I go to sleep because I always get really thirsty when I go to sleep for some reason.
That's not for some reason, man. That's because your body shuts down.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
the whole point of sleeping, so your body doesn't use energy, therefore gets thirsty. Anyway, I'm gonna go not moronic because I have nothing against them.
Oh, we'll go not on it.
Okay, then. Next one is paper straws. Bloody hell, this is a very environment themed episode. This
Yeah.
episode. Um,
Oh, you always used to like peel the paper straw, then blow it, and then the
no, that was
paper will go
plastic straws in
flying.
McDonald's back in like 2005.
Didn't they get replaced?
Yeah, everywhere's gone to paper
Of course.
straws now, haven't they? No more plastic straws, which
The
I
peel the
guess is
less.
good for the turtles,
Yeah.
but not good for humans. Because I'll tell you what, I've got a bone to pick with McDonald's here. When you try and have a McDonald's milkshake, you
Yeah.
can't use a paper straw because the end of it just gets absolutely mullered.
I hate those paper straws.
Like the
Yeah, it's
like paper straws aren't bad, but it's just the McDonald's ones that suck. Probably because they're cheap as shit, but you know.
you better off just removing the lid of the drink and just drinking it,
Yeah,
like from the cup.
that's what I always do.
So after like 3 sips, the straw it just seals itself shut.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what is good: bamboo straws.
And then boom.
If you've never had a bamboo straw, it's the same thing as a paper straw, basically, except it's not as strong as plastic, but it's closer to. Like it doesn't get absolutely destroyed the moment you put it in something. So I mean, it's not
Yeah.
bad. I think for the environment, obviously, paper straws aren't necessarily a bad thing. Bamboo straws, I think, are actually better, just because you know
You know,
it is a thing.
bamboo straws.
And for some reason, random side thought here. Have you ever like had like a, a food item that comes with wood, like chicken
Oh, wooden
satays you get in like
cutlery.
Tesco's, and you
Wooden
get
cutlery.
like wooden cutlery almost, or like a kebab stick,
I don't
a
mind.
wooden kebab stick or something, right? Or chopsticks. It's probably the
Yeah,
better
if you're an
example.
Asian, they do give you like
But like
chopsticks. Yeah.
weird thought, right? Do you like the like you know how like when you gonna sound really weird here when you like eat something out of something made of wood, like if you eat I
Eats
don't
and
know,
read out words.
like if you have soup and you use a wooden spoon, you know the taste of wood you sometimes get.
Yeah, but like even then, I prefer using a metal spoon. I just
I
think
mean,
having
yeah.
wood
But you
is
know what? I'll do a better example.
it works
Lollipop
sometimes, but not
sticks.
all the time.
Lollipop
No,
sticks.
no, just keep it normal.
What? No, I'm talking about you know the wooden sticks you get with
Oh
like
right.
lollipops.
Oh, they wouldn't. Oh right.
Yes, mate. They always have been. Where the
Oh.
fuck have you been? But like, you know the wooden taste you sometimes get off of those.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Not
Yeah.
in a weird way. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
Somewhat.
if you eat, like, I haven't eaten a lollipop in I don't even know how long,
Yes.
probably years, yeah. But like, whenever I used to get the wooden stick, it used to just be like, you know, when you've like finished it and you're trying to get all the like the ice lolly flavor out of the stick.
Yeah.
It's like that, and I actually not in a weird way. The taste of wood isn't bad.
Oh right.
Bamboo sticks
Yeah. I
don't
see what you
have
mean.
that. That's just complete random side thought that I've for some reason thought of. Um, but yeah, I mean, I actually quite like bamboo straws though because they're nearly as strong as plastic to the point where it doesn't become an annoyance because the end is fucked. But
Yeah.
it's not as bad as paper straws. So paper straws, I'm gonna say moronic
Oh, they
because
are
you can
moronic.
get bamboo straws which are better.
Paper straws are a nightmare. I end up having three sips, rotating the straw, three sips, throwing it away, then drinking it from the cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, moronic,
So
100%.
for the environment's sake, they're not moronic. But uh, because there are alternatives such as bamboo straws, I'm sure there's various others that I don't know about.
Mm.
I'd suggest if you don't have bamboo straws, by the way, um, you can probably buy them off Amazon or something. I don't know. But yeah, use those instead of paper straws if you have any or have access to any,
Yeah.
because they are actually pretty good. Anyway, enough rants about that. The next one is names beginning with G.
Oh, here we go. Names beginning with.
Very random.
Didn't we have
Um,
K once? We had K once. Remember that?
yeah, I think it must have been about a year ago actually, probably.
One with the guest on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Lincolnton, yeah.
Yes. Um,
It's G, yeah.
names beginning
So
with G. So let's throw off some names.
Gary,
Gary. I don't mind the name Gary. Ironically, though.
Gerald,
Um,
Geraldine,
Gerald and Geraldine, you are 90 years old.
Geraldine.
Gary, you're at least 45.
Gary, yeah. Gavin.
Gavin,
That's like 60.
you're at least 40.
Boy.
Uh, George,
Guillermo.
what? You're just chatting shit now.
Guil-
George, I've met three Georges in my
Oh,
life.
yeah.
Two of which I did not like. One of which I tolerated.
Golden ladder.
Yep, Golden Ladder is one of them. So I've met three, two of which I don't like, one of which I tolerate. Uh,
Oh, what are we going with? I don't really know that many people that begin with G.
yeah, I mean, girls' names you got what? Georgia, Georgina,
I met a
Geraldine.
couple of Georges in my life. Yeah,
Well,
they're just average
what are the
people.
names beginning rather with G? Guantanamo
Um,
Bay? No.
Guantanamo Bay.
You know, what, I'm gonna look this up. I'm just gonna look names beginning with G. No, that says Y, you idiot. Bloody type fat finger on a small phone, people. So Gabriel. Let's rate these
Oh,
individually, Dan.
yeah.
Gabriel.
Do you know many Gabriels? I don't know
I've
any
never
Gabriels.
met one in my life.
No, I haven't.
Although, to be fair, if anyone has heard the name Gabriel Itch, bit of a fun nod to you there. George, again, I don't mind the name. Gemma, I
Gemma
don't mind that
Collins.
name. Gemma's not a bad name. It's not great either.
Unless it's Gemma Collins.
Oh god, Gail.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's a
Gail, yeah.
very Welsh name.
Yeah, it does sound quite well.
Again, got nothing against it. Grace. I've only met
Oh.
three Graces in my life. One of which I never interacted with because it was in school. The other I
Yeah.
despised. The other I didn't mind.
That
So
Grace in the story is like the most British woman
yeah,
ever.
Gabriella. I know a Gabriella. Grant. I don't think I've ever met someone with a first name of Grant. I know of someone with the first name of Grant, but weird. Griffin. I swear that's the guy out of Men in Black 3. Anyway.
Oh, is that the guy with the Oh,
With the ArcNet
that's
in his head. Yeah.
right. Oh, I've not seen that thing in ages.
I want to rewatch all of them now.
That was the guy that could see into the future, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Griffin. I remember him. Yeah.
Galen. I just
Galen.
think of Galen Erso from Star Wars. Gabe. Is that not just short for Gabriel?
Yeah.
Gavin. Awful. Gina.
I think,
Awful.
yeah, we're
Gabby.
so
Awful.
late.
Genesis. Who's named their kid Genesis?
Yeah, there is people that name it.
If you name your kid Genesis, I feel sorry for the kid. And that's not even a joke, people. If you name your kid Genesis, you're a bit of a weirdo.
What be going with?
Hold on. There's a few more that I'm going to go, and then we're going to stop. Georgia, Gilbert,
Yep.
Gage, Guy,
Gilbert,
yeah.
Gilbert.
If you name your kid Guy, bit weird. Yeah.
Do you know any guys? Gerald, yeah.
Why do I feel like that's what every child called their like you know when you used to give animals names when you were a kid?
Oh yeah, Gerald.
I feel like that's such a basic name for a giraffe.
Gerald the giraffe.
Yeah. Gordon. Yeah. Gordon Ramsay, everyone knows that one.
Gordon
Gabby,
Ramsay.
I don't like. Gary, I don't mind. Alright, I'm gonna go just from that list, a large amount of them are moronic. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to go moronic.
I'm gonna have to go moronic simply because of the golden ladder.
Yeah, fair. If anyone went to our
There's so
primary,
many of the viewers know
if
what
any
we're
of you
talking
went
about.
to our secondary school, you know who.
You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you don't, I can always explain it to you off camera. But anyway, judging from that list that we just went through, I'm gonna have to say moronic. Apologies if your name it does begin with G. There are a few names I don't mind. I just wouldn't call my kid something beginning with G. Anyway, so the last one on the moronic or not section for this episode is podcasts. It's quite oxymoronic. That's quite oxymoronic there, isn't it?
What if we go moronic? That would make sense.
If we go moronic, then we shut down the podcast and we never do another one.
Well, we are called the Moron Hour. So.
True. But that's because the podcast is moronic, not to do with podcasts as a whole.
But then if we go not moronic, that's kind of a joke to our name.
Yes. So we are going to go not moronic for podcasts. I really like them.
This is a bit of a weird one.
Specifically our podcast. Our podcast is the best podcast to ever have podcasts.
Yeah.
Podcasted.
Fucking banging out 30 views a week.
Hell yeah. 30 views a month, bro.
Yeah. I'll go not moronic as well. Why not?
Yeah. Okay then. Right. So as a wrap up, I shall wrap them up now. So bins, not moronic. Metal water bottles, not moronic. Paper straws, moronic. Names beginning with G, moronic. And podcasts, not moronic. Pretty even split.
An interesting moronic or not section this week.
We talked a lot about the environment.
Yeah, very, very environmental. I'm sure Greta Thunberg would approve.
Yeah, Greta Thunberg approved. I kind of want to slap a sticker of her face saying approved on it next to our logo now. Don't worry, guys. We are. What's the big thing about? We are carbon net zero. Is that
Carbon
right?
net zero.
We are carbon net zero. We do not. Yeah, various people know what that means.
It's just another thing added to the checklist, isn't it?
Yeah, but now we're Greta Thunberg approved. Not really.
Yeah,
Greta Thunberg,
Greta
if you
Thunberg
actually listen to this podcast and you want to approve us, please do. It would make it even more moronic. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to start off with quite a funny trend, right? So,
yes.
No, I'm going to start off with the history of it, and I'm going to tell you something quite amusing. So, in 1882,
right,
a London prostitute named Gerda Purdle invented what was known at the time as a cumbrella to block semen from getting in the working women's eyes But the funny thing is, Dan, is that it is
Yeah.
worn as common fashion today. So you know those big, fat, stupid eyelashes that girls wear?
Oh, that.
They are actually cumbrellas made
Oh,
for blocking semen.
Jesus Christ. That is just weird.
So to any women out there currently wearing
Did
them,
you,
just know
that
you are
reminds me
wearing something made for prostitutes in the
you know,
1800s.
do you know what that reminds you of? You know, in the Hunger Games, in the Capitol, where they all wear those stupid clothes and like those
Yep.
really weird eyelashes?
Yep.
It kind of reminds you of that. I have
Yeah.
a feeling like in 50 years, everyone's going to look like people from the Capitol in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
It's just like the stupid fashion.
Oh yeah, it did look very, very stupid. Fashion, modern
It's
fashion
weird.
is stupid. But that's a whole different topic.
I just think modern trends get more stupid each trend.
Oh, of course they do. Yeah. But yeah, so any women that are currently wearing them, just know you're wearing something made for prostitutes. Have fun knowing that information for the rest of your lives. And feel
I've
free to
never
spread
heard.
that information around. And if you don't believe me, by the way, look it up. I'm not joking. I believe I pronounced her name right, Gerda Purdle. If I didn't, apologise. I do apologise, Gerda. You're most likely dead by now. But,
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
but if you're not, I apologise for
If you're not,
butchering, for
she'll be like
possibly butchering your
100
name.
she'll be like 160 or something.
I don't know when she was born, but yeah, probably.
You
She
say
would be very old.
1880s, he would have been
She-
at least 20.
Yeah, but bear in mind.
1860.
Yeah. Anyway, so you know what? Seeing as we're on this weird topic, so
Yeah.
you know the word testify.
Yeah.
The word testify derived from a time where men were required to swear on their testicles. So in ancient Rome, two men would be taking an oath of allegiance. They would
Yeah.
have to hold each other's testicles.
Why?
So men held their own testicles as a sign of truthfulness
Oh,
while bearing witness
oh.
in a public forum.
That's just weird.
So, say you were, I don't know, you'd been accused of sleeping with a young maiden in ancient Rome. They would have you testify by holding your testicles as a sign of truthfulness.
Well, what's wrong with like getting a Bible and making them swear on the Bible?
It
I
didn't
swear they used
exist,
to
Dan.
do
It's
that.
Romans. The Bible didn't
Oh,
exist.
this was Romans.
Romans was pre-Jesus, Dan.
I know.
Hence, you know, the Romans
It could
hated
have been
Jesus.
like- But still, it's not going to prevent anyone from lying, is it not?
I mean,
If
Do
I want to lie, I damn well want to lie.
but, you know, you had to swear on your testicles. And I don't know what the repercussions were if you didn't. Like, if you broke the oath of... Yeah, I don't know. But,
It'd
yeah.
probably be some fictitious god that punishes you.
Or just they rip your balls off.
Yeah, probably.
That's also a very real alternative. But yeah, those are two very fun facts that I've learned quite recently.
Jesus Christ, that is. What on earth is your search history?
Oh no, it wasn't on my search history. It just like it's one of those. Have you ever had one of those things where you just know? Like it's just one of those facts that you heard years ago and you've just picked up and then you just remember.
Oh, someone told you this. Years
Yeah.
ago.
So like you know when people just tell you stuff and then you look it up and go, oh yeah, it's actually correct. It's one of them.
Yeah,
anyway.
in a way, I kind of get what you're talking about. Yeah.
Swiftly moving on from cumbrellas and testifying on your testicles.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
So, as people may or may not be aware, AI is on the rise recently.
Oh, AI. Yeah.
So I'm going to be talking about two forms here. One of which is writing.
Right.
So people are starting to use AI writers to write essays for themselves.
Oh, I've heard
At
of
like
this,
unis and
yeah.
stuff, which is obviously getting them in a lot of trouble due to plagiarism.
Plagiarism checks are quite strict.
So, essentially, I find that really weird because you're getting an AI to write you an essay for you, and
Yeah.
it's plagiarized because obviously it's not you didn't write it, so it is plagiarism. It is plagiarism. I'm not arguing against it, but I find that really interesting. The fact that the plagiarism checkers at universities, colleges, whatever, they're really good at the fact that they can tell the difference.
I reckon it could work for something like secondary school with homework, for example, because they don't do. I wouldn't imagine like they would do plagiarism checks for
Yeah,
secondary
no, they
school
wouldn't.
homework.
Yeah. I mean, to be
Yeah, for
fair, people
secondary
used to
school
just
in that
copy each
regard.
other's homework
Well,
anyway, so it didn't matter.
yeah, but like I still imagine secondary school it would work. When you get into sixth form, when it starts becoming official graded work, then that's when they start like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Especially with like stuff like the EPQs, stuff like that.
EPQ there was, yeah, yeah,
People,
there was a
yeah,
bit.
they do use plagiarism checks on your EPQ. So for anyone that is doing an EPQ right now,
Oh
they
god, I
use
remember
plagiarism checks, so you
EPQ.
can't plagiarize.
EPQ, I remember that.
Um, but yeah, I find that the fact that AI being able to write stuff to the point where it's almost passable is pretty good.
That
Especially because
is,
it's come up
yeah.
recently as well. It's not like it's been around for 10 years and all of a sudden it's getting good.
I think my
It is a
uncle showed
fairly
me.
new
Yeah,
thing,
my
I
uncle
think.
did show me that app. I can't remember what that app was called. That
Right?
gets AI to write it for you.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, but it's bloody impressive though. That
Yeah,
it can it can do that. I think that's really cool.
yeah.
Did you
But
hear in? Yeah,
the other side of it is that at what point does it become an issue?
yeah. I was gonna
Because,
say, yeah.
yeah, go for it.
Did you hear in? This was a few years ago in like Facebook. They made two AIs.
Yeah.
They started speaking to each other in like a made up language that
Mm,
only
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
AIs can
They
understand.
had to shut them down, didn't they? Because
Yeah, yeah,
they were deemed as a threat or something.
yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why every AI film, such as iRobot, Terminator, what's some other
Oh,
ones?
so we don't know,
Well, basically,
yeah.
all the ones where the robots become evil. It's going to happen at some point. Actually,
I think.
speaking of iRobot, you know, it's not coming soon, but it's actually slowly becoming not real, but we're actually getting close to the date. 'Cause it was 2035 that was set,
Oh wow.
and well, yeah,
But I mean, with AI though, it obviously replaces a lot of jobs, right?
yeah,
You know, in manufacturing. But we learned in GCSE geography there's three types of jobs, right? Primary, secondary, tertiary.
yeah,
Actually, I think there's four quaternary.
yeah,
But like, I feel like things like programming have become more prime. So it's just more, becoming adaptable
mm,
and knowing the market, what's required these days, what isn't. And I think programming is like a bigger gap.
yeah,
So I think like skills such as programming is, as much as it pisses me off to say it is like, a required thing.
yeah. To be fair, I actually think if this writing AI does keep evolving at the rate that it is, I feel as though it could be quite a challenge for anti-plagiarism software to keep up.
Yeah, it'd be
Because obviously,
interesting to see
plagiarism
like,
software doesn't realistically have that many updates frequently, does it?
but
Because
is
it
it
is
possible?
just one of those things where it looks for certain things across the web, and oh look, it's plagiarized or it isn't. But with this, it could get to the point where it's indistinguishable from actual people writing it.
Yeah. Is it
So
possible to make an AI that can avoid anti-plagiarism checks?
I'm sure if you use machine learning, by which you just show the writing AI how to get around the anti-plagiarism software, I'm sure there is a way you could do it.
There's always
But
people always find like a cheat or just
there's
like,
always a loophole.
yeah, there's always someone that just ends up finding something.
Mm,
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that battle evolves. I think.
yeah. And actually, it's going to be really interesting to see how many more reports come out because there have been a lot of reports from especially UK universities um,
Yeah, I imagine.
basically
Okay.
saying we're putting a ban on it because so many students have been caught out using these
Yeah.
AI writing things that they can actually be expelled for it. Because, Dan, I could be wrong here, but I think you get 2 warnings and then you're expelled for plagiarism.
I'm not really too sure how it works, but I doubt you get any marks on your essay.
Yeah,
So
I assume it's an instant fail.
it's an
You know what? Let me
yeah.
quickly look it up. So keep talking while I look it up.
So yeah, I think it is instant foul if obviously you get caught with it. But I think yeah, I think you do get a warning, but I'm not really too sure on what actually happens, but I imagine you get a warning. Um, but yeah, you can get into some like serious trouble if you are,
Yeah.
of course, caught with plagiarism and
Okay,
stuff like that.
so the maximum um yeah, so the amount of plagiarism you're actually allowed in a standard essay is apparently, according to this, 2% as to what I'm currently finding.
They do,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Um, so there's a lack of consensus about clear-cut rules on the percentage of plagiarism, but usually a text below 15% of plagiarism is acceptable by journals,
Mm.
but anything more than 25% is considered too high.
The thing is, though, they do look at references, right? So obviously, you reference stuff in your article or your essay or whatever you're writing, and then you take like some of the information on there,
Mm.
then you sort of reword it and implement it into how like you want to. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Oh, okay, here we go, Dan. So,
That's I think that's where like the 15 or 25% would come from.
yeah. So the rule of thumb in universities in the UK, which use the Turnitin plagiarism
Turnitin, yeah,
software,
yeah.
15%, there's a 15% cap in terms of what academic institutions deem to be acceptable, to
Mm.
be an acceptable level of plagiarism. So
Oh,
essentially,
yeah.
these AI writing things are getting over 15%. Do you think, say in the next 5 years, do you think it could get to the point where it goes on, the AI can write stuff that's plagiarized under the 15% mark?
I don't know. It's like it is hard. I don't know. I actually don't know. But
I
I reckon
think
it is possible.
I
Yeah,
think it is
machine
possible,
learning. Yeah.
but I think what the anti-plagiarism software companies will have to do, they will have to make updates to account for and like test to see if they've used this AI. Because I don't know if you know about this, but Photoshop,
Oh,
right?
Photoshop. Yeah.
Adobe released something many years ago now, which could detect whether a photo had been photoshopped or not.
Oh, right.
Like they actually created
How
that
did they
for
do that?
themselves. So what I think the anti-plagiarism software could do
Yeah.
is, I assume they would just create these these softwares which would essentially just, they feed it the AI and what it's used to, so anything like it would get flagged, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I reckon. Yeah. But like I don't know. I'm just thinking, what if you write a genuine report, right, and it still gets flagged? Obviously, it has
Fuck
to go
knows.
to manual review.
I mean, yeah.
The way I look at it, they check your references, right? So if they see, oh, these lines, oh, they're obviously related to
To be
reference point
fair,
six,
that is the
right?
thing with anti-plagiarism software, because when I was doing my APQ, because I quoted a fair amount of stuff in
What's
mine.
on?
So
Yeah.
I think one of the issues with it is that if you reference something, you've got to do it in a specific way for the plagiarism software to
Yeah.
register as it's referenced and not just stolen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know what? I don't know enough about the writing side to actually talk about it, because funny enough, I've never used it. So I'm going to move on
Yeah.
to the artwork side that I have used before.
Oh,
So
okay.
essentially,
Right.
AI, you can feed an AI a prompt and it will create an art piece on what you've said, right? So you could say, I don't know, dolphin riding a horse in an Albanian cemetery.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just random thing that came into my head.
Albanian.
Like, and it would try its best to do it. And
Yeah.
these AIs have become increasingly popular because they've had such such an increase in advances recently. So I've played
Yeah.
around with a few of these once or twice recently, which essentially, so I was just essentially seeing what was everything all about essentially. So I tried it
Right.
out. I just typed in, I think it was skeleton in a nuclear wasteland. I think I typed,
What?
and it actually
Okay.
came out with a really interesting image.
Right.
It actually came out with a really interesting concept.
Okay.
So I think it's a very interesting thing because it was actually quite, I want to say, realistic to an extent. I mean, obviously, you could still tell it was done by AI, and it wasn't great. But I mean,
Oh, right.
have you seen some of the ones that have like been massive recently?
No, I haven't. I've not really looked into it.
Okay, so
Very interesting to see though.
what I'd suggest to you and viewers doing at some point, right,
Yeah.
is I would definitely suggest just finding one of these free AI drawing things and put it
Yeah.
up on screen and like actually try it out for yourselves. So you know what, Dan? Give me any prompt you want.
Just
Give
anything.
me any prompt. Could be anything.
Okay. Fucking. Can I say a celebrity?
Celebrity.
Just
Is
Nigel
that it?
Farage. Nigel Farage getting baited.
Nigel Farage getting baited. Okay.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage getting baited. So I'm gonna make this very descriptive. So we're gonna put in some styles on it, Dan. So we're gonna
Right.
go for a digital art. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna go 4K. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking through all these options. I'm very confused as to what this is. Fuck it. 4K art station, realistic. I'm just looking through all of these. And W lop. Don't know what that means, but you know.
Right.
You know what? We're even gonna go political cartoon because that is apparently one of them.
Did it come out as anything?
I'm gonna apply all of those. We're gonna
Right.
create 4 images, which is I think the base. Yep, it is. Okay, right. So I'm gonna create that. Okay, right. We're in the queue.
In
Oh,
the
it's
queue.
painting in progress. Ooh,
In progress.
I really
Are you
hope
gonna
this.
put it on the screen? Are you gonna put it on the screen?
I
myself?
will. I will put it on screen for viewers, and we'll even
Yes.
post the image on our Instagram,
Post the image on Instagram.
just so you guys
yeah.
can see what this thing has created. It might be good. It might be bad. We don't know.
This is why it's called the More Now podcast.
Exactly. This is why it's called the Moron
Yeah.
Hour, because we do the most moronic shit on a podcast.
Talking about bins and AI.
Exactly.
And political cartoons.
It's still painting in progress, so I think it's going to take a while. So I'm going to come back to that when it's
I
done.
wonder. Yeah.
And I'll chuck it up on screen and on our Instagram for viewers.
I hope so.
But while we're doing that, Dan,
Yeah.
I would like to know,
Yes.
you have £5 for lunch. You go into
Okay.
Tesco's.
Yes.
You can buy one drink, one crisps, well, like one packet of crisps, and one sweet. Or packet of sweets. What are you getting?
Probably an iced coffee. That might be good.
Okay. Iced coffee?
Do they still raspberry lemonade?
I don't know.
They do,
Yes.
don't they?
Let's just say yes.
Yeah, I think they said raspberry lemonade there. That
Okay.
might be Greg's thing.
So your drink is
Uh,
raspberry lemonade.
Right. Okay. Crisps. Any.
Yep. Any crisps.
I I've got into McCoy's recently. I think the flavours in McCoy's are pretty good.
What flavour?
Sizzling king prawn.
Oh. And
And
your
they
sweets?
sweets. I'll just choose some at Starburst because they're easy to get through.
Okay. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
So my drink, Iron Brew or Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iron Brew. I do like it. My crisps, Thai Sweet Chili Sensations.
Pie sweet. Oh, the sensations.
Yeah. And then the sweets, I'd probably go for probably a Twix.
Twix and
Twix.
tea goes well together. Twix
So-
and a cup of tea.
Oh, Dan, the
Yeah.
AI is done.
Oh, it's done.
Oh my god. Why are these
Done.
weirdly good?
God, show us.
Oh my god, what the hell?
I really want to see it. It's gonna be really funny.
You know what, Dan? I'll send you all these images after
Yeah.
after we've done recording. Everyone else, it's produced 4 images. I'll post them
4?
all. I'll post them all on our Instagram so you guys can have a look. For YouTube viewers, it's also on. The 4 are on screen.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But I tell you what, you can tell it's Nigel Farage. I'll say
Okay.
that much. You can
Is that
you can tell it's him.
It's a realistic portrait of Nigel Farage.
I wouldn't say realistic,
Okay.
but it's actually not bad. You know what? Give me another prompt. I'm interested in this now. Give me any old prompt.
Another one.
Give me any old prompt. I don't care what it is.
I'm just gonna look around my room.
Go
Right.
for it. You know what? No, I'm gonna do a prompt this time. I'm gonna say a sock puppet. Actually, yeah, a
Right.
sock puppet on the moon. On the moon.
What on the moon?
Sock puppet on the moon. Right. And obviously we gotta go and choose all of our prompts.
Yep.
So we want probably digital art. You know what? We'll go for the same. You know what? No, we'll do it differently. So digital art, we'll go cinema 4D, 4K again,
Right.
retro. Actually, no, not retro. Hyper realism. That's a good one. We'll go colourful and felt pieces. We're in the queue again. So, in the meantime, so you know what? One thing that really irks me is people.
Yeah.
This doesn't so much happen anymore. Actually, no,
Right.
it does. It does actually.
Okay. It does. It does.
So people in McDonald's, right, who decide what they want at the front of the queue
Yeah.
makes me really annoyed.
Oh right.
Right? Because you know when you go to the machine to like put your order in, and you see the people
Yeah.
just browsing through fucking the McDonald's menu.
Oh yeah.
Like, what were you doing in the line? Were you doing your fucking tax returns or something? Like, I know what I wanted before I even got into
Oh, my
McDonald's.
goodness. I don't really go McDonald's. I normally just have the same thing each time.
There.
Couldn't be real.
But like, you
The
know
only
what?
thing I really
Yeah,
change is the drink.
that just exactly that proves my point. Like, people are just staring at the McDonald's menu for no reason. It's the same thing as when you were fucking 6 years old.
What do you have at McDonald's normally?
I usually go for 2 Big Macs and some medium fries and a drink.
2?
Yeah.
How many calories are in that?
I don't actually know. Let me look it up. Let me look up my. How
Are you running a
many-
marathon or something?
How many calories in a Big Mac? I'm gonna go UK because the US Big Mac's probably filled with 70,000
2,000.
calories.
Yeah.
So, calories in a Big Mac 257.
That's not as much as I thought.
But I have 2 of those. So what is that? 514.
514. I think, yeah,
514 plus medium fries. So
Well, I guess it's a meal, so
Yeah.
it kind of consumes most of your calories.
oh my god, the AI's done.
Hey.
Oh my god, this is actually so funny. Oh my, I don't think I can put that on Instagram.
Post the images to me when the
I
thing-
will, yeah. People, it's produced 4 images again, But unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to show 3 because I don't think Instagram will like me showing this one.
That's worth a shot.
Dan, I'll show you why after the podcast. And if anyone knows me personally, me or Dan personally, and want these images or want this image, let us know and we can. You know what? If this video on YouTube gets
There we
what's a
go.
realistic like goal for us?
5.
Yeah, you know what? If this podcast episode gets 5 likes on YouTube, just 5, we will post this image on Instagram for 24 hours. That is AI. It's a very interesting thing. The images, I tell you what, are actually pretty good. Considering I was expecting something a lot worse. I was expecting like a 3-year-old's drawing. Or sorry, my drawing. If I draw by hand. But I tell you what, it's not that bad. So I actually approve of this. If anyone needs any like random weird and you know what, people on YouTube and on Spotify and whatever, right? If you want us to create something out of AI, put it down in the comments on the YouTube video or our Instagram feed below. Okay? Comment it, let us know your prompts, and next episode we might show a few off if they're good.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a
Anyway,
solid plan.
yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
I was just thinking about something the other day, right?
Okay.
Do you know the TV show I'm a Celeb?
Unfortunately, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Ant and Dec, or is that the one
Yeah.
with Ian Sterling?
Ant and Dec.
Ian Sterling, is that his name? I don't fucking
No, it's Ant and Dec.
Oh.
It's not really a great program.
I don't like Ant and Dec. I despise them both. They're so irritating.
I don't mind Ant and Dec. It's just the concept of the show I don't like.
They are just.
just-
I've never met a duo so singularly irritating than those two.
I don't think they're that bad, but it's like it's just the fact that it's a popularity contest kind of rubs me the wrong way. I prefer something like Survivor, where it's like more of a social game than a physical game.
I think the reason why we don't like those popularity shows is because we weren't popular.
I like Survivor because it's like they vote each other out.
I tell you what, I've never actually watched any of those shows. Like I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of I'm a Celeb, and it was utter dog. So I just never watched it.
Australian Survivor's pretty good.
But I tell you what, there was one thing, there was one show in that category that I refuse to watch. I've never watched any of it, and I refuse to watch it.
What is it?
Love Island.
Love Island's awful.
Because this is why.
So bad.
No, this is why, right? You go in you get invited. You're a plumber, right? Your name's Keith. You're a plumber in West Ham, right?
Yeah.
You get invited to go on Love Island. So you go, you get voted out on the first day or night or however the fuck it works. And all of a sudden, your Instagram has got 70,000 followers. Sorry, 150,000 followers. And you're getting brand deals left, right, and centre. You're no longer a plumber.
Yeah.
You're a full-time influencer. All because you went on a show for 20 minutes and said, oh no, I don't really like her because she's a bitch. Or whatever.
The thing is,
I don't know what goes on that show. It's shit.
The public votes for who goes out.
That's the way it should be, you know.
No, I don't. Because I feel like if it's a game show, it should have some skill involved.
Oh yeah, it definitely should. But like, I also think that if I'm not enjoying a show and I hate this one character, I'm gonna want them out.
I think I like Survivor because it's about manipulation, right? And like it's more of a trust betrayal sort of thing.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I kind of liked SAS. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen is probably my favourite one. But I'll tell you now, if I was thinking about this the other day, if they put these celebrities on I'm a Celeb, I would watch it. If they put Gordon Ramsay, Simon Cowell, Piers Morgan, Lord Sugar, Ant Middleton and Boris Johnson on I'm a Celeb, I would watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, half those people I can't stand. I'm not gonna say which ones because I will get yelled at in the comments.
But it would be
But
funny.
I don't like half those people just because they're
yeah.
idiots.
But they have like big personalities, and it's like,
Yeah.
if you put those people together, it'll be quite funny.
No, to be fair, Boris. To be fair, I just want to see Boris go on any show. To be honest, just because it was so. Just because Boris is, you can laugh at Boris.
But it's like
No matter what this man does, you can laugh at it.
I really want to know what would happen if you put Gordon, Simon Cowell, and Piers Morgan and Lord Sugar together. I just want to know what would happen.
I think Piers Morgan would fight someone.
But it will be fun.
I'm not even joking. I think Piers Morgan would lamp Simon Cowell. Oh, you know what? Who would win in a fight, Simon Cowell or Piers Morgan? I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking Piers Morgan. You know.
Really?
Yeah, he's 6'2". How tall is Simon? You know what? I'm looking this up. How tall is Simon Cowell?
I do actually kind of like Piers Morgan. He's a bit of a dick at times, but like.
So Simon Cowell is 5'8", right?
Yeah.
How tall is Piers Morgan? Piers Morgan is 6'1".
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm taking Piers Morgan. I'm gonna be real. Speaking of Piers Morgan, I saw this thing. I saw a clip of him the other day. I'm not a fan of his, bear in mind.
I don't mind him. And like, he pisses me off sometimes, but I did kind of like it when he was on Good Morning Britain. Before he left, like, he was quite funny.
So I saw a clip of him. Right, he was talking to a vegan.
Oh God!
And he was and to be fair, he did actually make a good point. So he was saying,
Good Morning Britain?
I don't know what this was on. It was just a clip on Instagram that I saw. So essentially, it was. So he was having a chat with a vegan, and they were saying, "Oh, I'm helping the environment because I'm not killing animals, and I'm saying that killing animals produces X amount of carbon a year or whatever." And he made a really good point in the fact that being vegan is actually more detrimental to the environment because
I've seen this clip before.
he said that by the time you've grown the things in California, which then have to be flown on a plane, shipped to a factory to then be processed, to then be flew across the Atlantic and then be shipped to like Tesco's or whatever, actually produces a lot more than to eat meat. And you know what?
I have seen
actually, I've got something interesting. Yeah. I actually know a fact about being vegan, right? So, you know how vegans claim they're not killing any animals?
Yeah.
By the fact that they're not eating meat.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not killing cows and pigs and, regular animals that people eat.
Yeah.
But instead, they're killing a lot more. Because to grow tofu in America, you have to kill every animal on that farm. Because obviously, if it gets contaminated, then the vegans won't eat it. So you have to kill every vole, squirrel, bird, shrew, everything, so that you can have tofu. But the thing is, the vegans are claiming that they're not killing any animals, when in reality, they're actually killing more.
I think I know the clip you're talking about. It's the one with the broccoli guy in it. The guy that dressed up. No, it was Good Morning Britain, and he was interviewing the guy that was dressed up as a broccoli.
It wasn't that clip that I watched. It was just.
Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't that clip, but
Oh right, it wasn't that one.
I'll see if I can find. I won't be able to find the clip later.
I understand veganism. Like, if some people want to lose weight, for example.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, to be fair, you can. You can lose weight without being vegan. It's just called calorie deficit. Eat less, run more.
I understand if you want to be healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, meat is healthy. Everything in moderation. Like if you eat too much X, Y, or Z, it will do damage to you.
I reckon it can work for people.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. If you want to be vegan, be vegan. I've got nothing against you. Like if you want to save the cows, save the cows. If you want to, not eat Nando's because you feel bad for the chickens that are pumped with steroids. Good for you, but I'm not
I would
being
just
vegan.
keep that stuff hidden. You
Actually, you
know
know
what I
what?
mean?
How much money would you take to be vegan for 5 years? So you have to be vegan for
Hell,
5 years. How much money would you have to be paid to be vegan for 5 years?
you're gonna have to give me a straight million.
Bear in mind,
I'm
you can
sorry.
still eat corn mince. You can still eat all like the fake meat that isn't
I'm
meat.
sorry. Vegan meat is cheating. I think
Like you just have to be vegan. You can still eat vegan meat. You can still do whatever. You just can't eat animal
vegan meat don't
products.
go together. It's an
I know.
oxymoron.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It shouldn't exist. The whole point of veganism is you stay away from
Yeah, but
meat.
it's plant based or whatever. Um, but yeah, how much money would you have to be
You're gonna
paid
have to give me like, I was gonna say a straight million, but I don't know if that's too much.
for 5 years? So you'll be what 20?
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a straight million if you want me
You'll
to
be
go
like
vegan.
what 20, 23, 24?
Yep, straight million, straight £1 million. You'd have to give me.
Mm. And you know what? I'm gonna change it. You don't
Right,
have to buy the food. The food is pre-supplied for you. So whenever you go to the
pre-supplied.
supermarket, you don't have to pay for the food. It is just it's like a tab. You can walk out of it and you're fine.
Oh, I guess I'll reduce that £250,000.
To be vegan
But
for
you're still
five years,
£250,000.
I don't
Oh,
know how much money I would
what do you
because
do?
meat is such a versatile thing. Because obviously, if you're vegan, you can't eat like eggs, chicken, beef, pork, steak,
I just feel like
fish.
it's an
Can you
essential
eat
part of
fish
a
if you're
meal.
vegan? I don't think so. Can you?
No, I doubt
Is
it.
that piscivore? Pescivore? One sec. Let me
I
Google this.
highly doubt it.
Can you eat fish if you're vegan? Vegans don't eat fish, so they're full on uh, herbivores.
Oh,
Full on herbivores. You know, I'm no longer
okay,
calling them
right.
vegans. You know, they are now herbivores. Sorry, vegans. Sorry, herbivores. Um, yeah, but you know what? How much money would you take to be vegetarian? So you can still eat egg.
So vegetarian, yeah,
That's pretty much it, really,
that's
isn't it?
probably
Egg,
less, a
milk.
lot less. I'll probably go like 50 grand.
I'd probably go. Thing is, for vegan, I'd probably take a meal.
Yeah, 100%.
But if it's veggie, I can still eat egg. I've still got milk. Although
Egg milk, yeah.
those aren't really staple things in my diet, but you know. I guess you could still eat chocolate that way. Still got a lot of sweets.
I have a lot of like tea, chocolate.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, for veggie, I think I'd go down to 100 grand to be veggie for 5 years.
yeah, I think that's a fair
Hundred
price.
to 150 grand, I would take to be
I
vegan.
don't think they'd be
Sorry,
too bad.
veggie for
Like,
5 years.
yeah.
Because apparently,
When I,
I've known people that have gone vegetarian, and apparently it's not that bad.
well, when I eat dinner, you know what I mean? A protein is like essential.
Yeah, I
It's like
mean,
the main thing
to
on
be
the
fair,
plate.
Rob, he's vegan. Granted, not by choice,
Yeah, it's
but you
medical.
know, I mean, you know, I've got nothing against them. Like,
Yeah, it's just a.
fair play to you, vegans. You know, like if you think you're doing something, fair play to you. But just know that I will eat double the amount of meat that I am now,
Do you
just
know
to
super?
think you're not, just to
Yeah.
prove you're not doing anything.
Do you know Super Size Me?
Is that a TV show?
Yeah, it's the guy that ate McDonald's for 30 days.
Oh, I've
It's a
heard about this.
CEO.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I didn't know what show it was on.
So he did an experiment to eat McDonald's for 30 days because he wanted to demonstrate obesity in America.
Understandable. Did
And
he
he tried to
die?
expose like McDonald's,
Didn't? Isn't this
and
guy
stuff like
dead?
that. No, no, no,
Did he not?
no. It's still going.
Well, he's still
Um,
eating He's still eating
no,
McDonald's
no,
every
no,
day.
No, he ate McDonald's for 30 days, right? Then afterwards, he was forced to go on a vegan diet.
Oh, okay.
Morgan Spurlock, 52, he's still going.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
Yeah, Morgan
Fair play to you,
Spurlock.
you know. Oh yeah, he actually is. He's still kicking about. Fair play, you know.
So when he did that McDonald's experiment, he had liver failure from
Yeah,
fat
don't shock me.
deposits.
Do not shock me at all.
Cholesterol jumped a lot. 25-pound weight gain, doubled the risk of heart disease, depression, anxiety, exhaustion, mood swings, chest pain. Yeah.
So basically, people of this podcast, do not eat McDonald's for 30 days straight because you will get severe medical problems.
But the guy was forced to go on a vegan diet afterwards because his health
I mean, I don't blame him.
deteriorated. But he does prove a point though.
Yeah. Is he still
I think
vegan?
the most
Or is
the
that,
very extreme,
is that unknown?
the very extreme way.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
he
it's
still
pretty
vegan or
good.
is he?
I'm not really too sure. The documentary came out like 10, 20 years ago at this point.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's quite an old documentary. Yeah.
So you know what, people? On that informative things about health and the environment, this has been a very environmentally friendly episode.
Friendly.
Well,
Yeah.
Talkative environment.
Well, we
things.
did say, we said Finn was not moronic, then we went go ahead and said paper straws was moronic.
Yeah, true. This is why we call the Moron Hour, people, because we're morons. Anyway, guys, if you guys have enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more like this, you can go ahead and subscribe. We will see you in the next one.